Ladies and gentlemen, there is a simple truth in life. Most people won't. Most people won't step out of their comfort zones. Most people won't take responsibility for their future. Most people won't pursue the path that leads to greatness. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to achieve extraordinary things, but you will. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is not intelligence, not luck, and not talent alone. It is the willingness to do what most won't. It's the decision to rise above mediocrity, to push through discomfort, and to invest in yourself when others are content with temporary comfort. Most people won't show up consistently. They wait for motivation to strike like a lightning bolt, never realizing that success comes from discipline, from showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. They won't invest in learning because they think they already know enough or they fear failure. But you will embrace growth. You will read, study, experiment, and seek knowledge relentlessly, knowing that the seeds you plant today will bear fruit tomorrow. Most people won't take risks. They play it safe, afraid of losing what little they have, but you will understand that risk is the price of progress. You will make calculated moves, stepping boldly toward opportunity, even when the outcome is uncertain. You will fail sometimes, yes, but you will fail forward, learning from every misstep and using it as fuel for your next move. Most people won't persist. They give up at the first sign of difficulty. They quit when the results don't match the effort, or they let fear paralyze them. But you will persist. You will keep going when everyone else stops, and that persistence will compound into results that others only dream about. The world rewards action, not intention. Most people plan, wish, and hope, but they fail to act. You will act. You will create momentum, and momentum is a powerful force. Once it starts moving, nothing can stop it. You will be the person who does what is necessary, not what is convenient, who invests in long-term rewards rather than chasing short-term comfort. Remember, success is not a mystery reserved for the elite. It is available to anyone willing to pay the price of discipline, courage, persistence, and self-belief. And that is why most people won't, but you will. Step forward, take action, embrace the challenge, and make your life extraordinary. When it comes to achieving extraordinary success, there is a distinction that many people fail to understand. The difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you feel motivated, other days you don't. Most people live their lives waiting for that sudden surge of energy, that spark of inspiration that will push them forward. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect time conditions. And while they wait, life passes them by. Discipline, on the other hand, is steady. Discipline is a commitment to take action regardless of how you feel. It is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It doesn't matter if you feel like doing it today or not, you do it anyway. Discipline is the quiet force that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. While motivation may be the ignition, discipline is the fuel that keeps the engine running. Consider this. How many people set goals at the beginning of the year, filled with excitement and motivation? By the second week, that fire often dwindles. Life throws distractions, doubts, and discomfort in their way, and without discipline, they abandon their goals. The reality is, the world does not reward feelings, it rewards action. You can feel motivated, inspired, or enthusiastic, but unless you translate those feelings into consistent action, nothing changes. Discipline is not easy. It requires a commitment to yourself and your future. It is saying yes to long-term growth, even when the present is tempting you to take shortcuts. It is getting up early to invest in your education, your health, or your business, even when your bed feels warm and cozy. It is writing that extra page, making that extra call, or practicing that extra hour, not because you feel like it, but because you know it matters. One of the greatest secrets to success is that most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can accomplish with consistent effort over time. Motivation might get you started, but discipline carries you to the finish line. Discipline turns small, consistent actions into powerful results. Think of it like planting seeds. Motivation is the initial watering, the excitement of seeing potential. Discipline is the steady care over weeks, months, and years, ensuring the seed grows into a strong, flourishing tree. Discipline also shapes character. People often talk about talent or luck, but true success is a reflection of your habits and choices. When you cultivate discipline, you develop resilience, patience, and focus. You learn to persist when others quit, to stay committed when distractions and excuses appear, and to prioritize what truly matters over what feels comfortable. While most people will give up at the first obstacle, you will press on, fueled not by fleeting motivation, but by an unwavering commitment to your goals. Here's a practical approach. Set routines that remove the need for motivation. When something becomes habitual, it requires less mental energy to do. Successful people don't rely on motivation every morning to work out, read, or grow their business. They have built discipline into their systems. Motivation is unreliable, but habits built on discipline create unstoppable momentum. Remember, discipline is freedom in disguise. Many people mistake discipline for restriction, but in reality, it gives you control over your life. By disciplining your mind, body, and actions, you are no longer a prisoner of fleeting feelings or circumstances. You dictate the direction of your life rather than letting the world dictate it to you. So, commit today to rise above dependence on motivation. Understand that the people who achieve the extraordinary are not necessarily the most talented or luckiest. They are the ones who show up every day, even when it is hard, even when they don't feel like it. They have mastered discipline, and that discipline becomes their superpower. You can do the same. Start small, be consistent, and let discipline carry you further than motivation ever could. The question is not whether you feel motivated today. The question is, will you do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel? Most people won't, but you will. And that is the first step toward achieving greatness. One of the most powerful principles that separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who simply drift through life is the willingness to invest in oneself. The truth is, the greatest asset you will ever have is you, your mind, your skills, your character, your health. And yet, most people spend more time worrying about how to get money than they do improving themselves, forgetting that the most reliable path to wealth, success, and fulfillment is through personal growth. Investing in yourself is not a luxury, it is a necessity. When you invest in your education, your skills, and your health, you are planting seeds that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. Reading books, attending seminars, listening to mentors, and studying the masters are not optional if you want to stand out in a world where most people are content with mediocrity. Most people will not do this. They will scroll endlessly on social media, complain about their circumstances, and wait for luck to find them. But you will invest in yourself because you understand that nothing can take the place of personal growth. Consider this: the money you spend on improving your skills, expanding your knowledge, and growing your mindset is never wasted. It compounds over time. If you learn a single new principle today and apply it consistently, it could transform your career, your business, or even your relationships. Yet most people fail to see the value in learning, thinking that success is a matter of chance or circumstance. They underestimate the power of self-education. But you, unlike most, will invest in yourself because you know that the returns are exponential. Investing in yourself also builds confidence. Knowledge, skill, and preparation are like armor in a world full of challenges. When you acquire new capabilities, you no longer fear uncertainty. Instead, you face it with courage and resourcefulness. Most people live in fear of change or failure because they haven't equipped themselves with the tools to succeed. You, however, will continuously sharpen your mind and expand your capabilities, ensuring that when opportunities appear, you are ready to seize them. Another aspect of investing in yourself is health, mental, physical, and emotional. Many people ignore this until they are forced to pay the price. Yet without energy, focus, and resilience, no amount of knowledge or skill can translate into lasting success. Exercise, proper nutrition, meditation, and mental discipline are investments that compound over time. They create the foundation upon which every other success is built. By committing to your health, you ensure that you are not just prepared intellectually, but also physically and emotionally for the challenges ahead. Time is also a form of investment. Most people squander their hours on trivial pursuits, unaware that each day is a chance to grow, learn, and progress. When you spend your time wisely reading, practicing, reflecting, or building relationships with mentors, you are investing in yourself. You are laying the groundwork for a future that others can only dream of. Remember, every minute you invest in yourself today has the potential to yield returns far greater than any immediate gratification you might choose instead. The greatest advantage of investing in yourself is that it is under your control. You cannot control the economy, other people's actions, or unexpected events, but you can control your growth. You can decide today that you will learn, improve, and strengthen yourself. You can decide that you will be more capable, more confident, and more resourceful than you were yesterday. And over time, this investment will make you not just successful, but extraordinary. Most people will avoid this path because it requires effort, patience, and sometimes money. They will complain that they are too busy, too tired, or too inexperienced. But you will do what most won't. You will prioritize growth over comfort, long-term benefits over short-term ease, and action over excuses. This is what separates those who succeed from those who remain ordinary. So, commit today to invest in yourself. Read more books than you watch TV. Learn more skills than you rely on luck. Strengthen your mind, body, and character, and never stop growing. The returns on this investment are guaranteed, compounding every day of your life. While most people wait for success to find them, you will create it from the inside out. Remember this simple truth. You are your greatest asset. Invest in yourself, and the world will invest in you. Most people won't, but you will. One of the most overlooked secrets of success is that it lives on the other side of risk. Most people are trained to play it safe, to avoid discomfort, and to stick to what they know. They fear failure, rejection, and the unknown. And while safety feels comfortable in the short term, it rarely leads to growth, opportunity, or extraordinary achievement. You, however, will embrace risk because you understand that it is not something to fear, it is something to leverage. Risk is the price of progress. No great achievement in history was ever accomplished by someone who stayed in their comfort zone. Entrepreneurs, inventors, artists, and leaders all took calculated risks. They stepped into uncertainty, invested their time, money, or reputation, and faced the possibility of failure head-on. Most people, however, will not take the leap. They cling to security, settling for small results, mediocrity, and a life of what-ifs. But you are not most people. You are willing to face fear because you know that risk is the gateway to reward. It is important to understand that embracing risk does not mean acting recklessly. It means making calculated decisions where the potential reward outweighs the potential loss. It means evaluating your options, preparing, learning, and then acting boldly despite uncertainty. Many people avoid even minor risks because they fear discomfort, embarrassment, or temporary setbacks. But you will act where others hesitate. You will step forward with courage, knowing that growth and opportunity often require doing what most people won't. Consider the opportunities that exist around you. Most people see them and retreat. They say, "I'm not ready," or "it's too risky." They look at the unknown and choose the familiar. But opportunities have a strange way of favoring those who take bold action. When you embrace risk, you position yourself in a space where few dare to tread. You put yourself ahead of the competition. You give yourself the chance to discover hidden potential, new ideas, and opportunities that remain invisible to those who play it safe. Risk also builds confidence. Each time you take a bold step and navigate uncertainty successfully or even fail and recover, you strengthen your ability to handle future challenges. Most people never develop this resilience because they avoid risk altogether. But you will understand that each risk, each challenge, each uncomfortable decision is an investment in your inner strength. The more risks you take intelligently, the more fearless you become. Fear diminishes only when you act in spite of it. Another critical aspect of embracing risk is that it encourages creativity and innovation. When you step outside your comfort zone, you are forced to think differently, to solve problems, and to discover solutions that others never see. Most people stay within familiar boundaries and remain average because they never stretch themselves. You, however, will take risks that push your mind and abilities, expanding your capacity for success and opening doors that others cannot even imagine. Embracing risk also teaches humility and adaptability. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the journey. Each risk you take carries the possibility of temporary setbacks, but these setbacks provide lessons that cannot be learned any other way. Most people avoid risk because they fear failure, but you will understand that failure is feedback, a teacher guiding you toward better strategies, smarter decisions, and stronger execution. Ultimately, embracing risk separates those who live ordinary lives from those who create extraordinary ones. It requires courage, preparation, and a mindset that sees beyond fear. It is the understanding that staying safe may feel comfortable, but it will never produce the results that dreams demand. You will act where others hesitate, step forward when others pause, and persist where others quit. This willingness to embrace risk will be one of the defining factors in your success. So, make the choice today to face risk with confidence, to step boldly into opportunities, and to see uncertainty as a chance for growth rather than a threat. Most people won't take this step, but you will. Most people will wait for circumstances to be perfect. You will create your own conditions for success. Most people will shy away from the unknown. You will explore it, learn from it, and use it as a ladder to greatness. Remember, comfort is the enemy of progress, and risk is the gateway to opportunity. Embrace it, and your life will never be the same. Most people won't, but you will. Success is not a sprint. It is a marathon. And yet, most people give up long before they reach the finish line. They set goals with enthusiasm, start strong, and then falter at the first sign of difficulty. They expect instant results, quick rewards, and immediate recognition. When life doesn't deliver these on their timetable, they quit. But you are not most people. You understand a fundamental truth. Persistence wins. Persistence is the ability to keep going when others stop, to continue taking steps toward your goals, even when the path is uncertain, and to maintain effort even in the face of setbacks. It is the bridge that transforms dreams into reality. Talent, intelligence, and opportunity matter, but without persistence, these advantages rarely produce lasting results. Most people abandon their dreams because the journey becomes hard, but you will persist because you know that difficulty is simply a part of the process. The road to success is filled with obstacles. You will encounter rejection, criticism, failure, and moments of doubt. Most people will interpret these obstacles as signs to quit. They will believe that the dream was too big or that the circumstances were impossible. But you will see obstacles differently. You will view them as tests, as opportunities to learn, as stepping stones to growth. Persistence allows you to navigate challenges without losing momentum, turning adversity into an ally rather than an enemy. Persistence is not blind stubbornness. It is focused, consistent effort. It is the decision to act daily, improve continuously, and never give up until the results are achieved. This means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means maintaining faith in your vision even when progress seems slow. It means refining your strategies, adjusting your approach, and learning from mistakes rather than abandoning the journey entirely. Most people fail because they quit too soon. You will succeed because you keep going long after others have stopped. Consider the compounding power of persistence. Small, consistent efforts over time produce massive results. A person who works diligently on their skills, relationships, or business every single day may seem to make slow progress initially, but over months and years, those consistent actions create exponential growth. Most people are impatient. They expect immediate results and give up when they don't see them. But you will understand that persistence is the multiplier of effort, the secret ingredient that turns ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. Persistence also builds character. Each time you overcome a setback, endure a challenge, or continue when others quit, you strengthen your resilience, determination, and confidence. You learn patience, focus, and the value of delayed gratification. These qualities become a foundation for even greater success because they equip you to handle larger goals, more complex challenges, and higher levels of achievement. Most people lack the patience to persist, but you will develop it as your most powerful ally. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary success and those who don't is rarely luck, it is persistence. Many successful people have stories of repeated failure, rejection, or struggle before they finally reach their breakthrough. They did not stop at the first failure, nor the second, nor the 10th. They kept moving, kept learning, and kept applying themselves. You too must adopt this mindset. Each setback is not a reason to quit. It is a signal to adjust, improve, and persist. Persistence is a habit. It is cultivated through discipline, commitment, and the refusal to be discouraged by temporary difficulties. It is showing up when no one is watching, putting in the effort, when no reward is immediately apparent, and maintaining faith that the results will come if you do not give up. Most people lack this habit because they are influenced by short-term thinking, external circumstances, and the fear of discomfort. You will cultivate it because you know that success is never an overnight achievement. It is the result of relentless, determined effort over time. So, commit today to persist. Decide that you will continue your journey, no matter the obstacles, no matter the setbacks, and no matter how long it takes. Most people quit when life gets hard, but you will keep going. Most people abandon their dreams when the path becomes unclear, but you will hold your vision and keep moving. Most people give up at the first sign of difficulty, but you will persist, and that is what will set you apart from the rest. Remember, persistence wins. It outlasts talent, outlasts luck, and outlasts circumstance. It is the secret weapon of every successful person. Most people won't persist, but you will.